The moment that determined fate happened too quickly. The lion charged in to attack. What happens next will shock you. The wilderness doesn't give you a heads up before chaos descends. One moment the plains appear serene, and the very next every stalk of grass quakes with the promise of a pursuit. The lion embodies more than just the role of a hunter. It is a powerhouse forged by appetite, instinct, and the relentless battle for existence. As twilight blankets the savannah, a solitary lioness blends seamlessly into the tall grass, her gaze fixated on a lone antelope. Straying too far from its sanctuary, the lion remains unnervingly motionless, absorbing every subtle shift in the breeze and cadence of footsteps. Then, in a breathtaking instant, she propels herself forward, turning hush into pandemonium. Dust swirls upwards, hooves thud against the ground, and the delicate equilibrium between predator and prey shatters in an instant. Out in these wilds, every chase is a trial composed by nature herself, where timing determines triumph, and hesitation ushers in downfall. The savannah grants its rewards only to those who act with accuracy, might, and unwavering determination. The cost of patience. The chase may diminish, yet the battle of the plains never ceases. As the dust gradually settles, another lion emerges from the shadows, older, sturdier, exuding the serene assurance of numerous hunts. This lion has discovered that staying alive depends not only on strength, it's about interpreting the land like a guide to possibilities. Nearby, a gathering of gazelles meanders toward a shallow indent in the ground, oblivious that the landscape itself constitutes a trap. The previous lioness encircles wide, her actions calculated and soundless, directing the herd's movement without their awareness. Working in unison without a word, the duo closes the distance bit by bit, until the atmosphere thickens with tension. Suddenly, the male springs forth, urging the herd into a frantic scatter that reveals a single vulnerable target. This represents the rhythm of wild tactics, pressure accuracy, and the silent awareness that every victorious hunt sustains their legacy against the harsh realities of the savannah. The ambush with no way out. Dawn slips away as a faint light rises over the savannah, uncovering imprints etched. A lion tracking these trails understands every contour of the terrain, every shadow that... Ahead, a scattered troop of wildebeest grazes near a tight ridge, a location that... The lioness places herself with surgical accuracy, lowering her form until... A second lion stealthily maneuvers behind the herd, its deliberate steps crafting an ideal funnel. When the moment comes, it arrives with ferocity. Wildebeest dash hooves pound, yet the ridge ensnares them between instinct and the terrain. The lioness Finley surges upward, targeting the weakest runner. In the wild, triumph seldom hinges on sheer strength. It's about enlisting the landscape as an ally and using timing as a weapon. The calf, left behind. The sun ascends higher, sharpening every sound over the vast plains. A distant rumble transforms into a surge of bodies as an enormous buffalo herd advances, their protective circle adjusting with every movement. Yet even the mightiest defenses show weaknesses. A lion stationed on a rocky slope observes a small calf limping, struggling to keep pace with the adults. Instinct whispers a chance. The lioness inches closer, analyzing the formation, biding her time for that one mistake that will break the calf from its guardians. Then the herd makes a sudden pivot, dust lifting into a swirling haze. For a brief moment, the calf stands unguarded, isolated, defenseless. The lion leaps from the ridge, each leap intentional and fierce. Mothers pivot in protest, roaring loudly, but the force of momentum lies with the hunter. In the wild, moments like these shape survival, not cruelty, but an unwavering rule that every creature must contend for its place in the sun. At the edge of a winding river, tension hangs heavier than the humid atmosphere. Herds approach with caution, aware that the water presents both safety and peril in equal parts. A lion surveys from a rocky ledge, eyes locked on the chaos that ensues when prey ventures into the shifting waters. The lioness beside him gauges distance, timing, and the anxiety that erupts through hooves the moment the first splash ripples downstream. When a wildebeest miscalculates the depth, and stumbles, the lion capitalizes on the brief opportunity, charging forward with a surge of raw accuracy. Water sprays upwards, disguising the sudden clash between instinct and urgency. The herd disperses in frantic waves, leaving the vulnerable one ensnared in the age-old struggle for survival. Out here, the river is indifferent to the victor, only that the resolute find a path to endure, while the timid are swept into the unyielding cycle of the wild. The mistake that costs everything. Across a parched stretch of cracked earth, the heat distorts the horizon into a shimmering illusion. A solitary antelope races frantically, evading shadows it sensed all too late. In the distance, a lion narrows the gap with each powerful stride, its breath steady, its focus unwavering. The landscape morphs into a labyrinth of low shrubs, turning each bend into a gamble. The lioness tracking alongside perceives the chase with extraordinary accuracy, anticipating the antelope's next frantic turn. Then it occurs, a minute slip, a stumble so slight it could easily be overlooked by anything but a lion trained to seize even the tiniest fault. Dust erupts as the lioness cuts in front, perfectly timing her interception of the escape route. The antelope fights for its life, hooves thrashing, but the outcome has already been determined by that one misstep. Here in these lands, it's not the fastest that survives, it's those who don't squander a single moment of weakness. By a calm watering hole, the scene seems serene. Birds flutter gently, and the surface mirrors a tranquil sky. Yet tranquility on the savannah is always fleeting. Concealed among the reeds, a lion waits with the patience of a statue. This lion knows that the thirsty often drop their guard, exchanging caution for a brief moment of relief. A small group of zebras draws near, hooves softly tapping on the muddy earth as they get closer to drink. Hidden nearby, another lioness advances slowly, her body lying flat, her breathing steady. The zebras sense a disturbance but can't identify the threat until it's far too late. With a sudden explosion of movement, the lioness bursts from her hiding place, sending the herd scattering in frantic arcs. One falls behind, trapped by both the terrain and its own fear. The lion leaps forward decisively. In this realm, even calm waters conceal storms that strike out of nowhere when opportunity presents itself. The savannah seldom offers second chances, but it rewards those who are aware. As the herd pulls away from the watering hole, a solitary zebra remains behind, rattled and trying to find its balance. A lion atop a gentle rise catches sight of the hesitation immediately. This lion has lived long enough to recognize that vulnerability speaks louder than any noise. The lioness beside him shifts her stance, attuned to the change in the situation. She climbs down the slope with deliberate steps, her eyes fixed intently as the zebra tries to reunite with its group. The chase ignites in an instant, hooves carving frantic paths through the dry soil, breaths sharp with urgency. The lioness converges, steering the zebra into a constricting pass of thorny brush. Pressured into a tight corner, the zebra hesitates just enough for instinct to kick in. In this wilderness, survival is never guaranteed, but those hunters who discern every weakness shape their advantage from the very land. Migration sweeps across the plains as countless hooves grind the soil into heavy, sinking muck. Worn out from the lengthy trek, several wildebeest wander toward a soft patch of ground that yields ominously. A lion, watching from a shaded elevation, understands the terrain's potential. The earth can become a partner in their hunt. This lion signals with a subtle movement, prompting the lioness beside him to begin her descent, moving with the calm assurance that only experienced hunters possess. One wildebeest finds itself ensnared, its legs sinking deeper with each desperate kick. Recognizing the opportunity, the lioness surges forth, her path direct and unwavering. The slick, muddy ground hinders the prey, morphing its desperation into a perilous vulnerability. She seizes her target with accuracy, securing the struggle before it can intensify. For every creature of the savannah, even the earth itself may take a sided stance. Occasionally, survival isn't determined by agility or might. As twilight descends once again over the expansive plains, the remnants of the day's conflicts, a lion stands proud on a time-worn elevation, surveying the skyline, where shadows. Close by, another lion lies down next to the pride, their existence secured through intuition. Each hunt unfolds a fresh tale, every close call molds the future generation. The lion imparts to its cubs not merely how to pursue, but how to interpret the land. Here, legacy isn't etched in stone, it's inscribed in every pulse. If you cherish witnessing authentic wildlife encounters and the untold tales of endurance,